you know where we're going to start the measure where we have the dotted half?
Yes.
Okay, great. And we're going to go ahead and play all the way until the fermata
Okay.
at the bottom of the page because I think it'll be good to practice the transition. And before we start, I'll just give you a few pointers so that you can be thinking of them as you play. One of them is those hairpins before A and after A, really making a big deal out of those
Uh-huh.
diminuendos, right? And
Yes.
then also the fourth line, do you see how there are accents? Um,
Yeah.
most of the time we see accents and we think they're going to be really kind of percussive and, but here it's more like they should have been hearts. Perfect
Hmm.
for Valentine's Day. That was just yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So lots of vibrato and some extra love with the bow. And then when we get to the poco più animato, I'll just demonstrate how I set that up. So we have 2, 3. Set the bow before you come in. Set. Lift. So maybe just watch me for a second so that I can show you my retakes.
Hmm.
I do? Okay, so we have and set and off. Set and set and set. So I'm always starting from the string for each of those entries after a rest.
Yes.
Maybe you heard that already from Dr.
Hmm.
Suderlin.
No, not on this part. So that's
Okay,
good to know.
so that'll be something to try, okay? And it helps me when you have 2 beats of rest to set the bow on beat 3 there. So like that first measure and set and set. So actually, I misspoke. The second measure where you have a dotted half note, you won't be able to set on beat
Hmm.
3 because you want to hold it a little bit longer, right? So 1, 2, 3. I think we want to lift on 3 and then quickly set right in time for 4.
Okay.
Then be ready for that subito piano. You see that the next line?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Great. So let's play through it together with those things in mind, okay? So we know where we are. We'll be on an up
Hmm.
bow. Can you hear me? Okay, great.
Yes.
So
Should
mute
I
your
mute or should I leave it?
go ahead and mute so that you're playing along with me. Um, but yeah, it'll just be too hard if we're both unmuted. Okay. So I'll count one measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you know where I am? Okay. So,
Yeah.
just make sure that all your up bows, I know you weren't quite sure where we were starting, but all your up bows get you back to the frog so you have plenty of bow to work with. Am I
Hmm.
going about the tempo that Dr. Suderlin goes?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. All right, great. All right. So, one, oh, make sure you unmute yourself. Okay, good. I think Naomi is unmuted. So let me see here if I can.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, here we go. One. Are you ready, Megan? Okay. 1, 2. I think we'll be on an up bow, right? On the C. Okay. Get all the way to the frog. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Get all the way to the frog. Lots of vibrato. To set. Off, set. And set. And set. Hold on, I have a page turn here. 1 second. Can we start again at the poco più animato together? So at the forte, 1, 2, 3, 4. And set. And off, set. And set. And set. Set. 2, 3, 4. Set. 2, 3. 2 and 3 and 2. 2, 3, off. Okay, so let's just chat for a second. So let me go ahead and play for you a little bit so you can listen and just see how I set the bow and go back and forth between pizzicato and arco. Okay? 1, 2, 1, set. One, two, one, set. 1, 2, 1, pits. 1, 2. 1, 2. So pizzicato back and forth between arco and all that, that's a huge challenge. Even though the notes aren't super hard here, it's the back and forth that's really tricky. You mute yourself and play along with me. Let's go to D. And then before we go, we'll play it under tempo. I want to give you a fingering option, 1 before D, actually 2 before D. So instead of what's there, I will offer this. Of course, you need to do what works for you, but this is another option. So first position, actually, hold on. You'll be in third, sorry, on that D. Instead of doing a 1 on that C, just sliding your 2 up. So you're in fourth position. So it'll be 1, 2, 2, 3, then 4, 3, 2, 1, then 1 where it says. Do you want to just try that just slowly, those 2 measures before we go through that? We'll do what we were going to do, where you mute, I play, and we'll do pick up to 1 before C. So I'll say 1 and 2, ba da 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 dum. Then we play. So just 1 and 2, and set the bow on 2. 1 and 2. So, how'd that go?
We don't need the fingering for.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. There, I was actually going to say, try doing a fourth finger on that G sharp.
Uh-huh.
It just feels a little better in the hand than a high three.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's good to stay in first position. There's another place I was thinking to use fourth finger. So you see rehearsal C, 3 lines down from that.
Mm-hmm.
The fourth measure of that, where it starts on a C, play a low 4 on the G sharp. That's another example. It's the same kind of hand frame there. Okay, so that was a bit under tempo,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's okay for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let's go on because there's still more. Let's do the next page. We're going to go from the top of the page, and then we're going to um, go to basically to G, and then I'm going to have to scroll my page up a little bit.
Okay.
Actually, it looks like I can do, yeah, G's a good spot. So,
Okay.
okay, so I'll say 1 and 2, and then we come in. So it'll be 1 and 2. Okay, so 1 and 2. Yeah, so I presume Dr. Suderland's taking some time before G. Yeah, yeah. That's such a great moment, right? It's a moment that you can smile at each other, even though you're wearing masks, right? You can still see, you can feel the energy of happiness there.
That was supposed to be
Good,
fun.
good. So, what does scherzando mean? Do you have that in your part there at F?
Yeah.
What's
I don't
that?
know. I
Okay,
don't
well
know.
you're gonna like the meaning of it. It's a musical joke. So it's supposed to be kind of lighthearted and funny. So with that, think of all those double ups as laughter. Ha ha ha. So look where I play it in the bow. Pick up to F. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. So it'll all be off the string at the
Mm-hmm.
front.
Okay.
And then I do think those fingerings in the music are good. So try doing fourth finger where it says going up to third position. So you're kind of going back and forth between third position and first position.
Okay.
Do you want to play pick up to F again? And with that in I like the laughter. Can you do the first 2 pickups at the very frog and really jump it off the string so it's laughter? Ha ha. Yes, that's much more lighthearted. So anytime you see something labeled scared Sando, 99% of the time it's going to be in the lower half off the string.
Mm-hmm. How do you suggest getting back to the frog after the right at F after the triplet thing, like how do you suggest getting back to the frog?
Never leaving it.
Okay.
So I'll show you my slur. That's as far as I get.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
a lot of sense.
cool. So let's go ahead now and go from pickup to G because it's quite a challenge going to I and after and beyond. So let's go from G to I, and just a few things looking ahead. Um, the grace note passage, making sure that have you practiced it without the grace notes?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because it has a tendency, to get us bogged down, those grace notes. So we have to make sure that the main notes are coming out more than the little flicker of a grace note. It's really just a flicker, like not a big deal at all. I'll give you a couple
Mhm.
of fingerings here. Here we're in first position. Now, the second one, I play in half position. So 3, 2, 1. And then I stay in half position. So it on the C is a 3, B is 2, 1 A sharp, B is 2 again, 3, and I'm keeping my fingers down as I go up. 3 on the C, 4 on the D, it's kind of weird. Open E. Then we're back to regular old first position again. But that part, it's just so fast that playing it with any shifting, it kind of bogs us down.
Mhm.
So that's my take on that passage. And then the other thing would be the other fingerings I think are quite good
Mhm.
um, going until I. So let's try pick up to G. You can mute yourself. Okay. So I'll give us the same cue, 1 and 2, and then we come in. 1 and 2. And then it's very dramatic. So I have to apologize. I kept wanting to play an F sharp. Twice I did it. Ah! So for the record, that was a mistake in between G and H. My apologies. Um and then as we played, I think I wanted to clarify with you before H, is that a down bow on where the last grace note is and then it slurs into H?
I have a retake in there. I don't know why.
So do you have so a retake there?
No, a retake before H. Like just so that the C is a down bow, strong, and then
I think it's supposed to be slurred in. The
okay,
person that it looks like it's really faint,
okay,
but it should just so you just slur
okay,
it in. Yeah,
okay.
I'm glad we clarified that because it's too fast to try to do a
Yeah, it's
yeah, that doesn't it won't work very well, right? So, and then another thing with the bow stroke at H, um, so one could either do where it's off the string.
Mm-hmm.
Bowing here signifies that it's going to be martelé. So you'll be more in the upper half for so let's do I because this part is really tricky. The bowing I have here is that what you have? So it'll be slur up, down, and then a retake. It's really
Yes.
faint in the part, but just making sure we have the
Yes.
same bowing. And I'll just show
Yes.
you bow distribution wise. Um, Here, every time we have a slur, we want to be at the frogs, so our up bows are going to have to jump a little. So think of, so you're always going to use those up bows to get back to the frog. And then we'll have the same bowing again that we had before, though it's really hard to see, I think. So it's slurred in. Is that what you have? Okay, good. So let's start from this page. And now that I've turned my page, hopefully all will be well. Okay. I'll give you two measures. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a tongue twister. My fingers were twisted. I got to do that again. Let's do that together. Let's try it a little bit slower to anticipate those grace notes because it's really tricky to get those to come out. So same spot, a little slower. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Okay, and then as I play this, I'm noticing fingering options or challenges before K, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where it says tenuto, and then there's a rinforzando on the A. Are you playing that all just in first position, or are you changing to third position for the A?
No, no, first for all
You're
of it, I
playing in
think.
first? Okay. All right. Because it's kind of my instinct to want to shift to third position there so it can be a really, you know,
Yeah.
really strong rinforzando. So you might want to consider and then shift back to third position for the G. You might get a better vibrato. I do. Fourth finger,
Mhm.
you know, we have goals to make it sound the same, but it rarely is, let's just say, right? So, yeah, so use that second finger and then third finger on the G. Let's keep going because there's still a lot more to do. There's lots going on. Let's do from L. Take 3. 1, 2, ready, and. 2, 1, set. 2, 1, set. And 2, 1, set. 2, 1, set. 2, 1, set. Okay, good. All right. That felt like progress. Let's do pick up to P. It's that scherzando again. So we're going to be doing the same stuff that we did in the last sforzando. Yeah, and I think these fingerings work. So let's go for that. Let's play up till Q. So I'll give you 1, 2, 1, and then we play. 1, 2, 1. Yeah. Can I see you do it once, and I'll just see if I have a few pointers to add from pick up to P to Q?
Yeah. Are you?
I mean the real frog. The real frog. The frog is down here. Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
just have to get used to trying it in third position.
Yeah.
But I do think those are going to be helpful. The other thing is the second bar of P, the last note of that measure, what note is that?
D flat.
Yes, exactly. And the same thing, the next line where it occurs, the second measure of that next line. Great. Yeah. So then before we go, I'll just share fingerings again before R for those grace note passages. Half position again for the second, scale. So we have first position, then a 3 on that F. All of that I just play in half position, so I'm not sliding any fingers anywhere. And then the next one, I just play first position again by putting a fourth finger on the A. And then, oh yeah, one more fingering thing before U. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Instead of doing the 2 that's marked there, I stretch back my 1. So I play 4, 3, 2. Stretch my 1 without shifting. I just lean it back. Then open E. Then the 2, you'll be back in first position. You use your open E to shift you down instead of hearing a slide. We want it to be clean. Can we try that fingering before we play?
Yes.
Okay. Just practicing. Just really leaning that 1 back. It's going to be so fast because you won't even feel like you're shifting because you're not.
Yeah.
It's what I call creepy crawly fingerings. So for fun, let's just finish from T to the end and we'll call it a night.
All right.
Okay. So 1, 2, ready, and. 2, 1, 2. ending on an up bow. Is that what you guys are doing? And then
Yeah.
one fingering thing I realized before the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of shifting up to third position, you might just stretch your 4. So you're in first, stretch your 4. It's just a thought since it's kind of fast.
Yeah.
Well, it's really fun to work with you. Thanks.
Yeah.
Have a good night, you guys. Bye.